basic components of being an elegant woman is mastering the art of communicating articulately, or rather eloquently. In this episode, I will teach you some words that you can use in order for your language to sound like that of an erudite, even if you are not one of them. So stay in tune until the very last end of this video. Words to add to your vocabulary to sound polished as an elegant woman. The first word, atrocious. What does this mean? Very bad. An example of using this word in a sentence. The ongoing killings are very atrocious. The second word that you can add to your vocabulary to sound polished, elegant, and sound like an erudite, meticulous. What does this mean? To be done carefully and with great attention to detail. You can say, Kathy is very meticulous in her dining setup whenever she's hosting her guests. Another word that you can use to sound polished, quintessential. What does this mean? Perfect or a typical example of something. An example of the word quintessential in a sentence. Naomi Campbell is the quintessential of black excellence. Sounds sweet, rather, right? To continue, another word that you can add to your vocabulary to sound polished, enchanting. The gentleman that I met at the train station was very enchanting and polite. That is an example of a sentence that you can use with the word enchanting. This word means to be very charming and very pleasant. To continue, another word that you can add to your vocabulary to sound polished is bewildering. What does this mean? Confusing and difficult to comprehend. An example to use with this word, Kenyan roads can be very bewildering, especially when it rains suddenly. Another word that you can add to sound polished, ecstatic. What does this mean? Extremely happy. Jane was ecstatic upon her admission to the bar. Another example of the word ecstatic in a sentence. The bride was very ecstatic during her bridal party. Furthermore, another word that you can add in your vocabulary to sound polished and to sound elegant and to sound refined and to sound like an erudite, even if you may not be one, ritzy. This means to be expensively stylish. Anita's perfume collection is ritzy. Jemima's sense of style is ritzy. Lastly, the word benevolent is another perfect word that you can use to stand out from the crowd as an elegant woman. What does this word mean? kind, and helpful. Timothy aiding Jane to clear her bills at the restaurant was quite benevolent of him. In the other section, I will teach you phrases that you can use so that you don't sound very regular. Use these alternative phrases instead of saying the word thank you. We all know that we tend to use the word thank you very often, but now I will teach you some alternative words that you can use other than saying the word thank you. The first word that you can use instead of saying the word thank you, I am indebted to you. Secondly, you can also say, I appreciate your thoughtfulness and consideration. Sounds lovely, right? The other word that you can say as an alternative to the word thank you, this will come in handy. Thanks. Lastly, from the bottom of my heart, I am grateful. In the third part of this video, I will tell you some alternative phrases that you can use instead of using the word very, which we tend to use often. Like, we tend to say very good, very excellent, very well done, very long, and etc. So some alternative words that you can use to replace the word very. Instead of saying very rich, you can say affluent. Instead of using the phrase very loud, say deafening. Instead of saying very beautiful, say ravishing or exquisite. Kasha is such an exquisite woman. So next time, instead of saying very beautiful or so beautiful, try using the word exquisite or ravishing. Instead of saying very long, say extensive. The red carpet was very long. Instead of saying very long, the red carpet was extensive. Lastly, instead of saying very clean, use the word spotless. Jemima's house is often spotless. You can hardly believe that she even has kids. The last part of this video, I will give you some few words that you can use instead of the former. Instead of saying what's up, hey, what's up, Joe? Don't use the word what's up. Say, how are you, Joe? How are you doing today? How is it going on your end? You can also say, how do you do? So you can say, how are you? How is it going? Or how do you do? Last but not least, instead of saying the phrase, I feel you, I really do feel you, say, I completely understand you. Sounds more polished, right? Lastly, instead of saying, hi babe, I'm very busy today, you can say, I am completely swamped. That is it for this episode. I will most likely create another video of relating to this episode about words that you can use or phrases that you can use in order to sound polished, elegant, and like a scholar, even if you may not be scholarly. Thank you so much for staying in tune. I hope you have learned a thing or two. And remember, the most important thing is putting what you've learned into practice. Okay? So you've been watching Faustine Love TV, and I am Faustine Love. I will see you on my next episode. Like, subscribe, and please share your thoughts. Comment, and share this video with the people that you may think might find it helpful. Bye. Be blessed.